Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
Quadient is going XXL with lockers. Keep watching to find out more.
Last Mile Profits is brought to you by Parcel Pending by Quadient.
Gary, my understanding is that Quadient have decided to go XXL, and a special deal or recent deal with Jewson is a sign of things to come. Am I right? Tell us more.
Well, we really hope so. It's not our first XXL deal, if you like, because this is a product that started its life in North America and has now found its way across to the UK and to Europe. But this is our sort of cage lockers, which stretch the concept of a locker about as far as it can possibly go in terms of, you imagine, if at one end of the extreme you've got a tiny little vented compartment or a small locker door in an open network, right the way up to something that these lockers can literally take full pallets of goods that have been picked and assembled, ready for collection.
So for those of you who don't know, Jewson is a builder's merchant.
Yep.
Is it the first deal of its kind in the UK, or have you already done something?
Not quite. We did a trial with another company a little while back, and this one seems to be going well. So it is an interesting use case, though, as you say. So Jewson are a builder's merchant. They supply everything from bricks to sand to timber to tools, etc. They are open to the public as well, but this is really aimed at the trade. So the theory behind this is, let's say you've got a job to go and fit a bathroom the following day. And quite often, the first half of your first day is going and collecting all the stuff that you need to get on site. So sometimes you've got to walk around what can be a very large store, selecting materials, paint, supplies, timber, the bathroom itself, all this kind of stuff, and then load up your van and get there. By the time you get there, the householder is tapping their watch saying, you said you were coming first thing. To me, that's 9 o'clock and it's 2:30. So the idea behind this, the guy can sit at his leisure, order all this stuff online, order it for collection, have it palletized, and waiting for a cage. The cage is open 24 hours a day. He can go down, not open, obviously, available 24 hours a day. We do lock them. Go down 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., scan his QR code, load his van, and be on site at 8 a.m. and impress his customer. That's the theory.
Well, that's actually pretty cool, because I've ordered things online with Leroy Merlin, and I know they do have some lockers, but in this case they didn't have a locker. I had to go to the store, wait at the desk, the usual situation. The items were not prepared, and it actually probably took longer in my specific situation than it would have done had I gone and picked something from the aisle. But this is actually really cool. And theoretically, Gary, does it mean that if I have a job, assuming I'm a builder, I live in London, for example, and I have a job in, I don't know, Bournemouth. If there's a Jewson location in Bournemouth, could it be that I order online and pick up from the locker?
Absolutely, and it means your time is better managed. A lot of time for these tradespeople are wasted in the journey to and fro, picking up parts, picking up material, having to go around, having to queue up, standing behind amateurs like me asking stupid questions about what I may need or may not need to complete a job. So we've got a big contract with Ferguson's in the US, which is over there they're called distributors. I would say it's a nascent trade where it's building very nicely over there, and it could be anything from sort of plumbing distributors. So you might order a boiler, copper piping, and so on. And we've got a whole range of different cages for dealing with these kind of outsized items that would otherwise not be able to be collected in an automated way. And the feedback we get from them, frankly, is phenomenal. The tradespeople, the professionals that are using these lockers love them.
You know what, Gary, what I like about it is it's a new twist to how you can use lockers, because everyone understands the B2C use cases, but this is really quite cool. And I actually see, I think it's a slightly different appeal, isn't it? It's something similar, but instead of hanging around waiting for someone at a desk, or even worse, as you mentioned earlier, having to go around and pick up all the items, it's really convenient, one click, and you pick it up at a time convenient to you.
Absolutely. So I did some market research of one and spoke to my friendly plumber, who's not Polish, by the way. I mean, you did stereotype yourself there as a Polish builder living in London. What a rare breed they are. But he's a sample of one, and I described it to him before we were live with it, and I said, well, what value would you place on this yourself? And then you've got a good idea of what a locker transaction costs. I'm sure most of our viewers and listeners have followed us long enough to know it's definitely in the pence or in the cents rather than in the euros or dollars themselves. And he said, well, if I could go there at 7 a.m. and everything was ready and I could go straight to site to save all the hassle that I have now, I'd probably pay £15. And I was shocked. Now, he's probably wrong, and that's probably an outrageous sum of money. But in his mind, that was the value of this service to him. Because it would save him, even if it saved him 20 minutes, half an hour, that's the value he assigned to it.
But the irony is, theoretically, if this thing took off, you could start moving towards a dark store type model. So this could be a complete revolution, at least when it comes to the professional builder, because for Joe Public, I think, there's still going to be issues where you need to go touch, feel and see. But look, I love it. I think, Gary, that again, it would be great if our viewers, if you have any other use cases that you've seen or you can think of on the B2B side, this would be really good. But I think, chapeau bas, Gary, as you might say, to Quadient for doing this, and to Juicen, because I think this could be really interesting. Let's see who else picks up on this topic.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Joe, who's leading our distributor team out in the US. And if he doesn't watch the video, I'll forward it to him. It would be good to get his comments because he's talking to these trades and these distributors every day. And it'd be good for him to put a little bit of first-hand feedback in the comments if he can. So, yeah, it's good to speak to you.
Gary, as always, and to our dear viewers, please, if you've enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe. It helps keep these videos free for you. Many thanks.
Thank you.